my soft life is making sure that I have time for all of the things that actually fill my cup, that make me feel like I did something today other than just work. But again, work is part of my soft life because I feel very happy and fulfilled when I do work that's meaningful for my community, right?
Mental Health Monday.
Mental Health Monday. Debilitating thing, right? Like, I think that we should change our thinking about ADHD to, instead of saying that the person who loses focus or the person who struggles to concentrate for long periods of time or maintain organization is flawed, right? Maybe we just need to change their lifestyle to adapt to that situation, right? That's not a flawed person. The definition of ADHD, or the diagnostic criteria for it,
the big book,
are everyday things that can happen to all of us all the time, you know? So it's more like maybe you just need to take a break every hour instead of trying to stretch yourself for 8 hours, and, you know, like, soft life. I'm here for soft life.
Is that soft life? Is that a soft life thing?
I think it's a soft life.
We may need to come back to have a discussion about soft life.
Okay, I think we should.
Yes, I would really enjoy that. So, observation. Moderna. Right. I was watching a tennis open in the middle of the gym last night, and down to the corner, right by the tennis balls, you see Moderna, all the advertisements. And as of late, I've had a lot of conversations with folks who are on ADHD medications, and they told me how Moderna was not the ride it was supposed to be when they were younger. But it's just like, I hear what you're saying, but how does someone's experience that wasn't great for them as a kid translate into Moderna, this big company that's being advertised everywhere, when you have that much money? Like, who steps in and say, this is actually not that great for everybody, but they do have a lot of money,
right?
Because that's what
I think, that
with the work that I'm doing now and all these conversations that I'm having and these personal stories that are shared, I keep running into these correlations, and it's like, these correlations are not changing. Like, the story is the story with 5 different people who do not know each other. So chances are that's a lot of other people's stories that's just not being said out loud, because it's like, well, at least I have something.
Right. And oh my God, people love a diagnosis. Definitely. Oh my God. I think it's something comforting about someone telling you, oh, you're like this because you have this. And if that works for you, I'm happy. I'm the person who, if it works for you and it makes you feel better, great. But I always tell people, I'm not so worried about how many different doctors gave you how many different diagnoses. I want to treat symptoms. The symptoms are really the issues that are causing distress, right? So that's why I said what I said about ADHD. You probably have it, I probably have it. We don't need to worry about who necessarily has it and doesn't have it. We need to pay attention to people and their experience in the world and how to make that experience easier and better for them, right? So whether we call that you having ADHD or you have depression, whatever you want to call it, we need to focus on the symptom.
Okay. Now let's talk about soft life.
Okay, let's talk about soft life.
How do you define soft life?
I think having a soft life is something that looks different for everybody, first of all, right? Because I am sure.
Life for you then.
Okay. My soft life is making sure that I have time for all of the things that actually fill my cup, that make me feel like I did something today other than just work. But again, work is part of my soft life because I feel very happy and fulfilled when I do work that's meaningful for my community, right? But if I feel overworked or burnt out, now we moved out of the soft life criteria, right? So I think soft life is being able to create your life, making it work for you. That's what I was going to say. I think Beyonce's soft life probably looks a little different than somebody else's, like making sure that you're able to do the things that you want to do in your life in addition to the things that you have to do.
So want versus have to.
Exactly.
So the reason I asked, how do you define soft life, is when soft life hit the internet, there was this sweet spot for 4 weeks where soft life was soft life, and both men and women can share and partake in soft life.
Okay.
And then on day 31, It was over.
It was over for men. Is that what you mean? It was over for men?
It was over for men, but for women who were enjoying soft life, they became the point of criticism. You can't afford soft life. If I did soft life, I'd be broke. My credit cards would be ran up. All those people you see doing soft life, it's because they spent all the money.
Soft life, though. That's my thing. Soft life doesn't mean that we're on vacation every day, laid out in the Bahamas. I wish.
Self-care first.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not, neglecting your have-tos. We have to do the have-tos. It's making sure that when you lay your head on your pillow at night, you can say that you did something you wanted to do.
Do you think soft life is a privilege?
Yes. Very much so.
And I think that's a conversation that everyone should be okay with having. It's a privilege to be able to have a soft life. Yeah. Let's not get it twisted now.
Let's not get it twisted. Yeah, definitely. And finances are a big part of soft life because a lot of the things that we want to do cost money. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, most people, I would even say in this economy, don't have extra money, even despite what you see on social media.
So,
like extra money to cater to their soft life.
What would be your ideal day of soft life, right? And then what would be your ideal day of self-care? And do they look different and feel different for you? Or what goes into that? Because I think for me, self-care is... Let me define self-care.
Okay.
Actually, let's start that. I should do that. I don't want to just, you got to answer all these questions.
No, it's fine.
So for me, self-care is you're putting yourself first, because if you don't, you won't have the mental aptitude to not be rude to the people that are supposed to be contacting you about things that you do with them.
Right. That's a good example.
Whether it comes to my friendships, my mom, and when she calls and understanding I need to be patient in this conversation, or actually being willing to care about my friends and remind myself why it's okay to care about your friends versus just being happy that you have friendships.
Right, sure.
Yeah, because I think I'm of the mindset that I'm dating everybody.
Okay.
Because each person is its own relationship, and each relationship takes a different amount of work.
True.
So
Definitely.
Most people would say, oh, you're only dating the person you're with. Yeah, but like, if your friendship is falling to the wayside, there's something both of you aren't doing. And you really have to measure, do I have the energy and the mental capacity to really give that relationship the effort that it is? Or should I be working more on being comfortable with the relationship is the relationship, and that's okay.
Right.
So when it comes to self-care, I think of, one, what am I doing for myself physically if I need anything physically? Because not everything that's self-care related has to be physical. It doesn't have to be a bath bomb.
Right.
It doesn't have to be yoga. It doesn't have to be meditation, which meditation goes more into the mental side. But you're physically taking time to do the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that self-care is a criteria for having a soft life. That would be my answer to your question. Like, there's no soft life if you're not taking care of yourself. So I think for me, there's a lot of overlap. But soft life, if I had it my way, I would be taking all my sessions from a nice island and that would be the softest life, but I think that my life now is pretty soft. I have I feel blessed. I love my life. I love my kids, doing things with them, for them, watching their joy, knowing that I'm providing a soft life for them makes me feel good. I do a lot of things that make me feel good in my day to day. And I don't do a lot of stressing in the way that I observe others stress in therapy. Like, if I were to go to therapy, again, of course I've been in the past, but like if I were to go today, it would be more like, how can I be a better partner? How can I better navigate my interpersonal relationships? How can I reach all the goals that I want to reach? It would be more goal focused and like about bettering myself than it would be like this long list of problems that I perceive myself to have. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
So I don't do a lot of day-to-day stress of like,